what weight did you start at? Was it 320 or something?
360.
Yeah, and what are you now?
220, 230.
Dude, that's over 100 pounds lost already. That's incredible. Like, just really briefly, like, what would you say has been like the biggest difference for you over like the span of the 2 years?
Probably having so much more energy.
Oh, okay. And in what regards? Just in terms of like at work or in your day-to-day life, and in what specific scenarios?
Just day to day. When I was younger, I used to have like, I would sleep all day, every day. If I didn't have to be up for something, I was just out. I was asleep all the time.
And you think that was due to maybe like carrying on to some extra weights back then too?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. I hear it all the time, but dude, that's phenomenal. I'm sure there's so many other things as well. But I guess before I'm joining this program, Jaquan, this was 2 years ago now. What were you struggling with the most in terms of maybe your workouts or diets? What was like your biggest struggle before joining?
I would say diet. I didn't do too much working out. It was kind of on and off. But when it came to food, it was just whatever I wanted all the time. Didn't really have any regards for, am I full? It was just, yeah, it tasted good. So I wanted it.
Okay, and did you ever follow like a diet plan or nutrition plan before?
No.
Did you ever try eating like quote unquote a bit healthier, or you just kind of ate whatever you felt like eating?
I would go through like the yo-yo diets, like, salad was my only meal for a while, or like I only ate stuff that if someone made the food for me, I'd be like, oh, well, can you do it with like no butter or no sauce or something like that?
That honestly sounds, yeah, it sounds horrible. So I assume you didn't sustain it because you didn't enjoy it, or why do you think you kind of yo-yoed?
Yeah, because I didn't like it. I was like, I already really wasn't full. I can eat a lot, but I was not full and was actively hungry. It wasn't like oh, now it's just something that tastes good and I also want it. Now it's something that tastes good, I want it, and I'm also really hungry still.
And then when you joined the program, you obviously learned a bit more about like macronutrients, calories, and the whole flexible dieting approach. So do you think that allowed you to have a bit more flexibility in terms of still eating your favorite foods while still losing over 100 pounds?
Yeah, and I found that there's a lot of stuff that I don't even really crave anymore. Like I haven't had pizza in pretty decent amount of time, maybe like 2 times. I haven't really had any like pizza's probably the biggest one. Anything that was you would consider traditionally non-healthy, I haven't really necessarily wanted. If I did want it, I would go out, I would get it, I would track it. But if I
Yeah.
didn't really want it, I was like, well, there's no point. I'm not super hungry, and or that's just not what I want.
Yeah, that's so interesting. And why do you think your cravings kind of diminished?
I think when I first started, I was like too worried about fitting the stuff in and being like, oh, well, I know I'm still going to be hungry later. And as I got to the point where I wasn't as hungry as often, I was like, well, why? Why would I take the time out to go order a pizza or go make pizza or whatever when I can just do like a couple burgers, maybe some eggs, something like that? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. It was still good and I wasn't hungry anymore. Now I can move on with my day.
No, I love that. And do you notice maybe like your taste buds adjusting a bit in terms of like once you started eating a bit more cleaner foods that you almost started to like crave more of those foods and less of like the junk food?
Yeah, I was never a big oatmeal person before this. I was like, I liked it, but I would do like regular cereal or I would do like, pancake stuff like that. But I've actually come to really like oatmeal. I get those like really big tubs of them now.
And so before joining, were you skeptical about anything? Obviously, the whole nature of it being online, did anything kind of like weird you out a bit before joining the program at all?
Yeah, that was actually someone was asking me about this the other day. I was like, that was my biggest concern was I was like, I don't understand how it works over online because my point was basically if the work I'm working out on my real body, how does over virtual kind of help with that? I didn't understand the concept.
And then I guess once you did join, right, what was your biggest breakthrough for you personally?
When I finally got down to 300 again, that was when I was like, this, it doesn't matter if I understand how it works or not. It clearly works.
Right. You didn't even question it. You're like, okay, clearly it's working. Let me just trust the process.
Yeah.
No, I love that. And then obviously since then you've lost a bunch more weight from there. So specifically, I do want to kind of get into the results, right? So it's been 100 pounds that you've lost so far. And now other than the weight, right? What else did you maybe notice were like the biggest changes for you?
I found that not only with having more energy, I also kind of want to go out and do things more. Not even necessarily like having or not having the energy to do so. I'd be like, oh, well, instead of I could just sit inside. It would be days that I've had like my rest days. Over the weekends, I'm like, okay, I'm still gonna go get my steps. But I would get my steps in. I'm like, I could just sit at home after that. It was really nothing else I had to do for the day if I had off. It's like, I kind of want to get up and go out and do something. So instead of being like, yeah, I could sit here and watch TV and eventually just like go to bed, kind of hang out at my house, I wanted to get up, go outside, do something.
Because you just had like all this added extra energy, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And has it maybe impacted maybe like your work or relationships at all?
Oh yeah, actually, I've made a couple new friends going out, just finding stuff to do. I think I told you a while ago, I've boxed since I was 14,
Yeah.
and so there was a friend that I was helping box, and we used to go out. That was lot of days how I got my steps in was we would go out to this area by my house that has like a pavilion that we can set up a little boxing ring at. And I've had people stop by and see us doing it, and they would ask questions about it. And a few of them joined, a few of them wanted to like, hey, can I get some rounds in, whatever. So I've met a lot of people doing that too.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. Last kind of question here for you would be, obviously, I know you're still somewhat pretty young, right? You work full time, you're pretty busy. And so who
Yeah.
would you recommend this program to?
Anybody who doesn't think they could do it, and anybody who doesn't think they could do it without like serious help. Like I know a lot of people. I'm actually that I do recommend you too. That I have I've talked to about it already. We were friends in school, and it's been a couple years since then, and they've put on a lot of weight. But a lot of them either don't have jobs or have jobs that they're just always out doing something, so they don't think they have the time to kind of make nutrition and working out a priority, even if it's like the hour a day or something. They think they're like, oh well, there's no point because I'm at the point where it's too hard to do.
And did you have that limiting belief as well, where you maybe didn't think you had enough time to do the whole meal prep or working out and stuff?
Yeah, I would say mine was mainly I just didn't think I could do it. I was like, I've been big for so long that I was like, oh well, there's no, that's just who I am. I'm the big one.
Well, dude, like you've obviously come a really long way, right? And then I guess for you in the future, where do you kind of want to end up, or in terms of like how much more weight are you looking to lose? And I guess where do you want to end up in the next couple of years and months?
Definitely not up to 300 again.
Yeah.
Mostly like stay in shape, keep in shape, keep doing pretty much what I'm doing now. Just kind of stay with like really only eat when I'm hungry, make sure I keep my protein up, make sure that all my steps are in, like make sure I'm doing something, and kind of just even if I stay around the same weight that I am, just making sure that I feel better regularly.
Right now, you're at a pretty healthy spot from obviously where you used to be. I'm sure there's still some more weight that you're looking to lose, but I think especially with the habits that you've developed over the past several years, I feel so confident that you can not only maintain what you're at right now, but even continue on going down from there.